So I figured rather than just pause it, might as well let it go.
Might as well. All right, man. How was the? You don't have to talk too much about it. This won't. We'll edit this out. But how was the date?
What's up? I mean, we can talk about it. Hit us with the intro.
We got rid of the intro, man.
I thought we were just gonna like use it and then like replace
There's
it.
no point. There's no point because then we gotta edit it. We gotta edit it out every time. I don't want to have to edit it out every time.
It's me so fired up.
I hear you. I hear you. Do you have some tea with you?
I got some water, dude.
Okay.
Oh man. Anyway, guess who's back? Back again. Back, baby.
There we go.
Like
there we go.
The third time.
Tell them you do better at the intro than I do. Let the people know who we are.
You know, my name's Josh. If you can't tell from my sticker, Jared. We are two friends who came together with an idea. Friends first, podcasters second. I love it. Yeah, I need to redo. I don't actually remember what I said. All right, we're gonna start right. Action. What's up, y'all? My name's Josh. This is Jared. We are two guys that know nothing about anything, and we are here to talk about nothingness. We are excited because, fresh starts do come true, and it's never too late. We are here to tell you it is never too late to have a fresh start. Jared, take it away.
There we go. Yeah, my goodness. My man's gonna get some hot honey, some tea, clear that throat a little bit. But like Josh said, man, we're just a couple of guys who know nothing about everything, and we're excited to explore everything with you guys as we try to figure out life for ourselves along the way. Now, Josh, there was a little bit of a squeakiness back there. Was that River or was that the dryer?
That was my dog.
Okay.
If that is my dryer, then I am in.
I didn't hear it initially. But
so
all right.
Apologies to the audience if you hear squeak. That is my little baby girl. And right on cue.
How old is River?
River is 4 years old. She is a charcoal lab. We will bring her on at some point, but you can't give her all the credit on the first episode, right? They gotta want to get to know us before they want to get to know my dog. Am I right, Jared?
That's right. We can't give River any credits yet. We'll give her a producer credit maybe in the second season.
Right.
So, well, I had a question for you. So, it's Saturday morning. We just had Thanksgiving. If you had to say one thing in particular that you're thankful for,
oh God,
what would it be?
Just start with the most cliche question around this time of year. What am I thankful for? I'm actually going to say I'm thankful for River, right? This dog came into my life when I was in a pretty bad relationship where my girlfriend and I were sharing a dog. She would take the dog pretty regularly. So this dog that I had raised, she is constantly taking this dog from me, right? This dog that I loved. So eventually I got River, and River has been my shadow since getting her. She has been with me through breakups, through good times, bad times. I've taken her out west. I've taken her to the beach. I mean, she's with me. She is my ride or die. So I am thankful for my dog. And I know people go, it's a fucking dog, but honestly, people that say that just don't get it. They just don't get it. When you have something, person, animal, that loves you like that, it's nothing quite like it. Like it's the moment I walk inside from work, if I'm having a bad day, if I'm having a good day, it doesn't matter. She wants to see me. She's wagging her tail. She's just excited. And you can't help but like just not fall in love with something like that kind of energy. Right. I think they say, oxytocin is released when we see like puppies. And it's just like, I don't think that stops as they go, as they get older through adulthood, because, you just fall more and more in love with them, So I am thankful for my little baby girl.
Dang. That was, with the raspiness of your voice, that makes it sound so much more like soulful. Heartfelt. Yeah. Because it sounds like you're on the brink of crying, but you're not, but you're trying to hold it back.
It might be. Well, we're going to chalk it up to my voice.
That's that's a good thing to be thankful for, man. That's a good thing to be thankful for.
What about you, Jared? What about you, Jared? Now, before Jared answers, Jared is one of the most like wears his heart on his sleeve. He is so deep. So I know whatever he's about to say is gonna probably just overshadow mine. But I'm excited to hear it because Jared is a very cerebral person. So I'm excited to hear it. But I gotta let the people know so they know what they're getting into.
Well, now I hope I don't let anybody down. Damn. But no, I would say one thing. I was actually thinking about this morning. One thing that I'm thankful for and have a lot of gratitude towards. It might sound weird, but I'm thankful for a recent injury that I had, right? So the reason why, and now, of course, all right, before I say that, of course, I could have gone with the easy answer, right? And said, I'm thankful for my fiance or my family, but those things go without saying. So, but yeah, I'm thankful for a recent knee injury that I had. Recently, I tore my meniscus and I tore what's called your hyaline cartilage in my knee. And this is after years ago having a ACL, MCL, and some fractures in the knee. And the reason why I'm thankful for it, because I know you hear that and people are like, what the hell? Why the hell are you thankful for an injury? But I think the big reason why I'm thankful for it is, I'm thankful and I have gratitude towards being able to have an injury to recover from. Right. Because there's a lot of people out there that get injured and there is no recovery, or there's a lot of people out there that would give their life to be able to have something like a knee injury that they can actually recover from, because there's a lot of people out there that haven't even lived to be as old as we are. Right. So we're not even that old. So thankful for that, man. I'm thankful for that. That type of gratitude is what's helped me gotten through my own rehab and making sure that I keep pushing along because things could always be worse.
What do they call that? Blessing in disguise.
That's right. Yeah.
Taking negative, making it a positive. So
for sure. But the funny thing is, I know that you can't hear it. So yeah. I almost didn't react at all just to make you trip up and be like,
we get one of these.
Mm-hmm. By the way, everybody, what everybody won't ever probably see is that so Josh and I initially started this journey 2 years ago now, damn near 2 years ago. And I think the new year will be 2 years. And I went big right away, bought all this expensive equipment, and telling myself that I'll use it, if not for this, for something else. And recently Josh got we both have now the same Rodecaster. And so my man is super hype about all the special effects that we can now do with this Rodecaster.
I'm gonna use the applause. That's all I need. That's all I need.
I want to continue to really dive deep. Like I would love for us to together kind of go through, or maybe separate and then together, like probably spend like a solid like 1 to 2 days where we really just figure out how to use the Rodecaster, and maybe even give a little tutorial once we figure it out.
Right. And I think that's like, listen, guys, for the -1 listeners that are on this, listening right now, this is a journey for both of us. Jared and I have been talking about this for 2 years, but this is a learning process for everybody, right? We don't know what we're doing. We are faking until we make it. And honestly, we're not even doing it very good at faking it. So we're just here. We are just here. We are learning, but that's the special thing about this. You're gonna grow with us, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's right, man. That's right. Now, one of the things, right? This is our first episode, so it's all about trial and error. One of the things that I wanted to eventually trial, we'll give it maybe it'll be a teaser for the people, or who knows, maybe the very first person to like, share, subscribe this episode to the world will get this from us. But one of the things, Josh, and I'll be curious to get your opinion, not to put you on the spot. So have a bunch of different like segment ideas, right? So one of the segment ideas I was hoping we could maybe give a shot one day too, is something called Selection Saturdays.
Today happens to be Saturday.
Today does happen to be Saturday. So what I'm thinking about here for
is.
selection Saturday is one Saturday a month, we pick a random viewer or listener and we gift them with some armchair analysis swag.
I like it.
It could be a sweatshirt, it could be a hat, it could be a t-shirt, it could be
crop top.
Literally, it could be a crop top, it could be literally anything. And we gift it to them, used or new. I'll leave that up to you. But but we gift them some.
We recycle around here.
That's right. No, but gift them some armchair analysis swag. What do you think about that one?
I like
once
that.
a month, one Saturday a month. Initially,
I
I wrote down every Saturday.
Yeah, I
felt like that was a little
we're already burning through cash, Jared. Might as well
just
read it on
we're already in the negatives, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, we were feeling
sometime in 2035.
Oh my goodness. I was reminiscing this morning on us trying, figuring out all of our tax stuff and just the 0, 0, 0, 0 over and over again. Just I was like, damn, bro, this hurts.
You can't put negatives in there,
Oh God. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Again, for those, we've said it multiple times. You're gonna get to grow with Jared and I. We've been doing this for 2 years, and it has been a journey doing taxes and just watching, not throw money down the drain. That makes it sound like this is, sunk cost fallacy. That's not this. We think this is something that is going to help us grow individually, as a unit. And then, obviously we're just trying to grow this brand, but it is very sad, when you do have to put a bunch of zeros in the revenue column, and knowing that the reality of it is, it's an investment. You throw a lot of money into the equipment, mics, podcasting, but roadcaster,
and just time, dude. Time. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where, and this is with anybody starting a business, similar to how you mentioned, like with having a pet, right? Or having something besides yourself that no matter how shitty your day was, or no matter how high your highs are or how low your lows are, you come home and there's somebody to treat you the same, excited to see you no matter what. Like, I feel like, and you mentioned that there's something you don't get until you go through that. Same thing with starting a business, I feel like, where you hear it all the time, right? You hear it all the time about people say, like, how much time it takes, how much money you have to cough up in the beginning to get something going. But you really don't, I feel like still, it's one of those things you also just don't really fully understand until you go through it. And that's with like us just having, I feel like maybe 1% of that, right? I mean, what we've invested in this hasn't been nowhere near what, I'm sure many people would invest in starting up their own business. Our overhead cost is relatively low. So, but yeah, it's just one of those things where you gotta, and I think time is the biggest thing. I feel like, fortunately, you and I both have careers outside of this that, we can live off of, but time is as valuable as it gets, and it takes a lot of time. Josh and I have gone through many times recording, deleting, recording, starting over. So who knows if this will be the actual one, but we'll see.
This will get deleted too. So we'll be back 2027, guys. 2027 is going to be our year. I feel good about it.
Oh, man. What else has been going on in your world, Josh? Let the people know.
Jared, I've been dating around a little bit. Which is, it's like anything. It's kind of like it's a vetting process. You go on 10 dates and you might like one or two of them, right? Because you know pretty quickly if you're compatible, if they're, people say like, oh, it's more than just skin deep, but like you obviously want to be attracted to them too. So it's like, dating's just it. I'll be honest, it fucking sucks. This is come from someone coming from like being in a pretty long-term relationship and then not getting into the dating game until, well in their 30s. I don't say well in my 30s, early 30s. I'm making me sound a lot older than I am. Early 30s. And yeah, it's just, man, I'll tell you what, it's a cesspool out there, Jared. It is a cesspool.
Disgusting. Yeah, man. I mean, at least I feel like the one nice thing is I feel like as you get older, like you're pretty, like you know who you are, right? You know who
Right.
you are. You know what your values are, and in a lot of ways that can be to your benefit. Where at this age, it's less about the games of just like the cat and mouse of it, right? It's more like, look, this is what I'm looking for in a partner, and do you meet those, and do I meet what you're looking for in a partner, and are we willing to grow into this thing together?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's been a journey. And one of the things is like there's a big stigma about like meeting people on the apps. You get the Tinder, the Hinge.
I feel like not anymore though. I feel like
Not
it's
anymore.
gotten pretty normalized. Yeah.
But again, this is coming from someone who didn't grow up, wasn't dating on these things. So this is like all of a sudden now it's like you're basically judging someone by their looks and like how funny they are or like their personality just based off, a quick profile. But it's like I'm old school, man. I know you're old school too. There's old school morals where, manners are still a big thing. You want to meet a girl in the right way. Well, so this girl that I guess I'm currently dating, we met in what do they call, like a meet cute, when it's just like some random event that happens and kind of run into each other and then all of a sudden we hit it
Nice.
off. So we're at a farmer's market. You
met a girl at a farmer's market.
Swear to God,
Oh
I know.
This is already a Hallmark movie.
It's of course
in the South.
In the South, a month before. Yeah, she's a big city girl. I'm a small town boy. But man, it was really cool. It was like
she come home to help out her family's farm.
Exactly. They're losing the farm. Yeah, no, it does feel a little bit like that, and it gets worse. Trust me, it gets even worse. And this is where I need your input. Listening, I'd also love your input.
Are you sure you want this on the podcast?
Nah, maybe not. Maybe I leave it off. So again, she's like selling stuff. She's got she sells jewelry or something. So I go up, obviously I think she's really cute. I'm with some friends. The weirdest thing about this is we are watching. All I want to do, this is a Sunday, football Sunday. God bless you. It's football Sunday. All I want to do is watch the Ravens game, right? Jared and I both are Baltimore boys, tried and true. Jared, I think his blood actually is purple. I've never met a bigger fan of the Ravens than Jared. This man sleeps to YouTube videos of Torrey Smith talking about the glory days. So we live in places where you can't, it's not a local team. So you have to like either go to a bar or you have to pay a couple bucks a month for the NFL package. So I'm with some friends. It's a Sunday. It's nice. We're like, yeah, let's go get a couple beers, watch the Ravens game out. So we go to this bar, and weirdly enough, there's like a farmer's market going inside the bar. Strangest inside the bar. I'm just
how big is this bar?
It's a pretty big bar. It's a pretty, I'll give them a shout out. Whiskey Cowgirl. Check it out if you're ever in Chattanooga.
Okay.
Apparently they have farmers markets occasionally. So if you're, trying to get a little sauced up and then want to buy your mom some jewelry or your significant other.
It's actually a really smart business plan, right? Everybody's a little tipsy. You're willing to spend a little extra.
Yeah. All of a sudden, your pockets, you're like, hey, let's do it. Let me get that $100 charm. Anyway, so she's cute. I'm like, fuck it. So strike up a conversation. Turns out, I probably think my game's a lot better than it is. We're chatting. I walk away. The friends I'm with, they're like, dude, she's really cute. Did you like get her number? I said, I'm not good at that part. I'm not good at like the what do you call it? Like closing or whatever. I'm not good at that. So my buddy goes up and he's like, all right, I'll be a wingman. And sure enough, he breaks the ice. So I talked to this girl again. This is the second time. Again, the first time was just very casual. Second time, I'm just like, listen, I would have kicked myself if I didn't, try and ask you out. And we're talking for a couple more minutes. And I'm thinking this girl has no interest in me at all. Like clearly she's kind of like got a wall up. And I'm just like, all right, I get it. I'm respectful. I'm like, hey, well, it's nice meeting you. And she goes, well, here's my Instagram. follow me if you think, or if I look through your stuff and you're not a serial killer, maybe I'll ask you, or maybe I'll like agree to go out with you. So I'm like, all right, this is just a way to get a follower. I get it. I'm just, I'm just another sheep, whatever. So I don't think anything of it. I get her information. I go back to hang out with my friends. A couple days passes and I'm like, oh shit, you know what? I completely forgot. She did tell me to hit her up. It's like Tuesday or Wednesday. It's been a couple days. I'm like, all right, I'll reach out to her. So I get on her Instagram.
Did you actually forget? Let's be real.
I swear.
Did you actually forget, or were you thinking about it the entire time and you wanted to wait?
I thought about it a couple times. There's a couple times. I mean, it didn't exactly slip my mind, but like I was just like, oh, I should hit her up, and then I was like, I'll get to it. Mr. Hard to get, right?
Right.
And yeah. And then I reached out to her. I said, hey, like, I'm sorry, it's been a couple days. Like, I still want to take you out. Can I take you out? And we went out, had a great time. First date. Maybe I'm just a first date king. And yeah, we've been.
Would you choose for the first date?
Well, just some casual. I'm like, usually go for like, hey, let's just get a drink. Nothing serious. If you want to walk out, you can walk out. If you want to stay longer, we can go to the next place, kind of thing. So yeah, had a couple drinks. It was nice, So
nice,
that's
man. Good for
that's
you.
That's my dating story. So
all that there will be a second date.
I mean, we've already had a couple dates at this point. So
nice, man. Good for you.
Yeah. Again, I think you get to the point where it's not like, it's like, do I have to wait 3 days after the first date to like text her again and say like, hey, I'd love to see you again. At this point, it's like, I mean, we just see each other every day now. So I think we're past that. We're past that point where it's, again, like you said, the whole cat and mouse, what's the protocol? What do the TikTokers or influencers like tell you to do? I don't know, man, but it's refreshing. It's, again, the whole point, this whole long-winded story was to say like,
you went on a date. You could have just said that, but you seem very excited, so I'm happy for you.
I wanted to just tell everybody how much game I have. It's a lot. It's probably pretty bad, but it's there.
I want to ask you about, because you recently bought a home, which I love that. I think that's awesome. I'm not there yet, but I'm like fascinated by the home buying process and you looking at real estate, not only as a way to obviously have a roof over your head that you can call yours one day, but also as an investment. And so as much as you're willing to share, do you want to talk people through your process with, now you had a very unique process though. Like you didn't have to do the standard, like, let me go get a real estate agent and, see what's on the market and stuff like that. But yeah, share a little bit about that process, man. I think it's awesome that you're able to break into that.
Well, my house is held together by super glue and popsicle sticks. So I'll start with that. It is a box under a bridge, but hey, it's my box, right?
That's right.
So I do have a little bit of a unique experience as far as, I did jump into the real estate game. I wanted to buy a house, but I was given kind of like a unique opportunity where I was coaching lacrosse, and one of my coaches, unfortunately, had a death in the family and he had a house come his way. And he said, hey, rather than get real estate agents involved, I'd love to sell you the house. Came to see the house. Again, it's just me and my dog, perfect size, nice location, or in my opinion, an up and coming location within Chattanooga. Kind of a little bit of back and forth on price, but it was good, man. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't scary. Like the first parts, it's like, oh, it's exciting. You're going to buy a house. And then you start like signing your name on like, hey, we signed essentially like an agreement that like, that said I was going to buy the house. We signed, we started getting like mortgage, we started getting like mortgage lenders involved and title companies involved. And then once you start getting like that, where you're basically saying, I am going to pay X amount of dollars and, then you start getting, you get the inspection, you get the appraisal. And one of the things that it made me uncomfortable is, this is a good friend of mine. You're right. I love him to death. but I think sometimes you can embellish it a little bit. And he's telling me like this house is worth X amount of dollars, and it's like, if you put it on the market, he would charge 50,000 more than what he's selling it to me. And you hear that and you're like, oh, so this is like a real, like, okay. But obviously, and then you start getting the actual, like, the facts, right? You get the appraisal, you get the inspection, and you're like, there's actually, and it isn't all what it seems, right? Like, there's stuff behind the surface or underneath the surface.
Yeah.
Like,
See, that's always the scary stuff too, because, and I mean, I have zero experience. All of my experience comes from HGTV, right? So zero experience.
I love it.
But I feel like even with the inspection, right? Like you get an inspection done, and I've had people tell me always get two if you can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, even with an inspection, they don't catch everything.
Of course, yeah.
And so, which blows my mind though, is like, isn't that your job? But anyways, that's besides the point. They don't catch everything, and so yeah, that's what always scares me the most is how much money do I need to have saved up for all the things that are going to pop up in the first 2 to 3 years that the inspection didn't catch.
Right. So I mean, that's exactly what happened with me. The inspection came back. I was like, whoa, hold on a second. Some of this stuff is like scary. I'm just
Now,
like,
who did you go through for the inspection? Did you go through somebody you found, or was it their person?
So I would never go with someone that the other party would recommend, just because, again, that's, to me, that just seems like a conflict of interest, right?
Right, I agree.
They have, I'm not trying to say like they have ill intention,
Right, but
they're
still,
recommending somebody. It's just, yeah, again, just the conflict of interest. So I went just independent party, and this guy came in, and it's funny because, again, this inspector was thorough. I paid extra for like extra stuff, checking sewage, all that, and he came in and gave me this full report. I sent it to the seller, and the seller immediately calls me. He's like, "There's bullshit. They're saying this is bullshit. None of this is right." I'm like, "So you're telling me the inspector is lying about this?" He's like, "Yeah, that's some bullshit." I'm like, "All right." So it turns out that's when I really started getting scared. I'm like, "All right, well, if he's gonna call this inspector out about it being bullshit, when the inspector is completely independent of both parties,
right.
he's just trying to give an honest evaluation." Yeah, so that's when I started getting a little nervous. I will say I eventually did pull the trigger, after some back and forth with the seller, and I'm glad I did. I love the house. I love the location. But man, it's a roller coaster, right? You get like the high, of, oh, I'm about to buy a house, and then you get the like, holy shit, I'm about to buy a house, knowing that you have this big mortgage. Like, you look at like the amortization schedule, and you're seeing how much interest you're paying versus towards principal. Anyway, it's all that to say, if you're out there buying a house, good luck. It's a dog eat dog world, you know what I mean? And I think the biggest thing is, just like with that, just like with life, you got to be your biggest advocate. If you have to walk away, walk away. Because in the end, if I put money down, I forget what the word is. It's like putting it in like escrow. I put it in like, basically put money down where if I walked away, I would lose that money. And at that point, it was like, if you get the heebie-jeebies, and something doesn't feel right, definitely never forego inspection. I do not understand. I mean, I get COVID was a special time where interest rates were low and housing was high and the demand was high, but holy shit, that is, I foregoing inspection. Yeah, it does sound crazy.
Sounds crazy, man. Yeah, I just finished reading a book on property investment, and one of the things this person talks about is,
wait, hold on. You read it? That sounds very enticing. A book about it sounds boring as hell, Jared.
On property investment?
Yes, that sounds.
That sounds boring?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I'm interested in property investment, so for me, it wasn't boring. But no, it was. One of the things that this person mentions in the book is that and not everybody feels like they can be in this situation. So take this with a grain of salt for sure. But try your best to be in a position where just don't feel rushed to get into anything. Kind of like what you were saying, like, look, yes, in the perfect world, you want a certain type of house in a certain neighborhood, maybe, or a certain school district, maybe, depending on where you're at in life. But at the end of the day, there will always be another house. So, like, if things don't seem right, if something just kind of your instincts, your gut feeling feels off, one of the biggest things she harps on over and over again is just wait. Like, there will always be another house, so just wait. So that's the biggest thing. I think that it's trying your best. It's a very emotional experience from what it seems like from the outside looking in, and so especially when it's your first time. And so just trying your best, though, to control those emotions and don't let the emotions make the decision. Let your finances and the facts make the decision for you. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I think they're all good, all valid points.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I love HGTV. My fiance and I watch it all the time.
What's your poison?
Oh man, we love the competition shows like the Rock the Block or Rock the Beach or something like that.
What's Rock the Block? Is this like so? I used to watch. My mom used to love Trading Spaces. Is that like that where you kind of go in, you have a budget, and you have to like
So you Rock the Block there's teams of two, and usually it's a combination of each team has a combo of a design and somebody who has experience in the construction business, and they're each given relatively the same house on a block, and they pick like a different city every season. So everybody has the same type of house. So usually like 4 different houses on one block, and each week they're given a certain amount of money to pretty much build this house practically from scratch. Like, you have the bare bones of it, but pretty much after that they have the money. They're given the money each week to do a room or a section of the house and make it as nice as they can. And you can win each week and gain more money to go into the next week. But at the end of the day, the goal is for your house to have the highest value. And so by the time the entire, like, I think it's over the course of like 7 or 8 weeks, whichever house then gets appraised for the most amount of money wins. And they win like a certain amount of money for their own business back home, wherever they're from, or just to have. Yeah. It's a good show.
So not only do they get like free upgrades to their house, but then they can also win more money for.
Well, these aren't their houses though, right? Like they don't keep this house. They're working on it that then the show sells. Yeah. Okay. In that city. Yeah. So that's a good show. I used to binge. So, as you know, my dream is just to have a nice little shack on the beach, right? Like, it is in my veins to need to live by a large body of water, preferably the ocean. And so one of the shows that I used to binge heavy, and it was easy, like, just a lot of HGTV shows are nice too, because they're just easy as like background noise if you're trying to get other stuff done. But I used to watch Beach. What was that called? Beachfront Bargain Hunt or something. Yeah. So they go to different, and it's kind of cool when they go to a city that you've been to or that you've lived in before, as well. So like every now and then they'll do an episode on like Ocean City, Maryland, or they'll do an episode that's like based out of like St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, and so that's always cool.
Do you ever see them like, I don't know, in like Ocean City, New Jersey, like just some shithole like place, and someone's got like
they've done some beaches in New Jersey.
5,000, yeah. Okay.
They've done some homes in New Jersey for sure, in Ocean City. It's always like it's like, how did they find this property for this much money? But then you go inside of the house and you're like, all right, it's like a 2-bedroom condo, like maybe 700 square feet, and they're paying like $400,000 for it. So it's like, damn. That's just kind of where the market is at. But no, so that used to be one of my big favorite ones. Those are the two we also really like some of the people who have like their own show. One of them, their show just got canceled, and we're like, how the hell did this get canceled? They were our favorite people. It's this couple called
it's not Chip and Joanna, right? Because they're like They like
No, they have their own mecca going on. Yeah.
they're like a staple on HGTV. They've got
Yeah.
a resort, I think, anymore.
They have their own network now.
They've got their own network.
Yeah, I think it's called the Magnolia Network. Yeah, where they have people. Yeah, it's crazy. They actually have a really good show too on that network. But they were called I'm blanking on the name of the show, but the two people are Egypt and Mike Sherrod. They based out of Atlanta. They're a good show. So I could go on and on, man. I mean, we watch a lot of HGTV, so
It's
a lot.
It's addicting. When I was young, and I don't know why I watched HGTV so much when I was young, but there was a show called True and Amazing Vacation Homes, and I think it's because it was like you would see these like incredible homes, like again shacks. It's like one or two bedrooms, one bathroom, tiny, but it's just like on top of a mountain, at the beach, like in the most like incredible locations, and it's just like it's like an A-frame. Again, it's like an A-frame on top of like the Rocky Mountains, and you just have like endless views. And I was just like, I just obsessed over that because I was like, one day, one of my friends' dads said something that has stuck with me since he said it. And he said, when I retire, I want to have high and low. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, I want a house in the mountains. I want a house at the beach. And I was like, that's perfect.
There you go. Yeah.
Because then you can truly be like a snowbird once you like retire. It's like, all right, you're in the mountains during the summer. It's nice. It's pleasant. As soon as you see like a whiff of snow, it's like, boom, I'm heading to the beach.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, there you go, man.
That's my goal. Yeah, that's my goal.
That's a nice goal to have, man. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there one day.
Dude, I'll just have boxes all over the US, man.
Now, do you have a favorite? You're a big hiker. Do you have a favorite like a favorite area within the states that you like to go to? If you had to choose one place to live in the mountains, where would it be in the US?
Oh, dude, so for those listening, I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which I think is a great little up and coming town. It's not an Atlanta, it's not a Nashville.
He's been saying that it's up and coming for the last 10 years.
5 years. I tell people 5 years, but I feel like I've been saying that for 5 years. So trust me, the next 5 years is it. It's got the potential. It's an exciting little town. It's beautiful. People, I think it's got a bad rep in like the 80s for being like very polluted, but it's beautiful now. You're in the mountains. You're right along the Tennessee River. Again, it's growing. There's a lot of new bars and restaurants growing, neighborhoods, school systems still lacking. Some of the infrastructure is pretty bad, but I love it. There's a lot of great hiking. And all that to say, there's long-winded answers to say.
You're not going to choose Chattanooga.
It still pales in comparison to anywhere. Like, basically, I don't want to say, because you even consider Colorado is not technically the West Coast, right? That's more like Mountain West, Midwest.
Yeah, I think it's technically considered Midwest, like the border, though. Yeah,
but like basically Colorado and West, right? I would say, and really anywhere. One of the places I think that gets overshadowed the most is like New Mexico. It's like you got mountains, you got desert, and I'll be honest with you, I love both of that. I love the desert, I love the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
That together. So like hiking around there, I think is really cool. You said like favorite area. Yeah, I would say just like anywhere.
New Mexico.
Okay. I mean, you go up towards like Wyoming, you've got Yellowstone, Grand Tetons, which is like incredible hiking and just incredible views, glacier. But I don't know, man. Something about the desert. I think it's like it just feels more like untouched, I feel like people everyone knows about Yellowstone, everyone knows about maybe not glacier, but like all those other major,
for sure
places. But yeah, all that to say is I don't know.
Not Chattanooga.
That's maybe Piney Run, Maryland.
Oh my god,
a couple world class hiking.
Oh my goodness, man! I say if I had to choose a beach, choosing a beach is hard because like the beaches,
they've all got like I'm sure there's like things you like about them, things you don't like. They've all like,
Yeah, that's a
it's
thing.
just like hiking, you know, they're like places like mountain towns. It's like there's pros and cons to all of that.
Yeah.
But I am
I
curious. You have lived at several beaches in your life, and some of them, you know, really incredible beaches. So I am.
if we're saying just the beach itself, nothing else about the beach from the places that I've lived, I have to go with St. John's, the U.S. Virgin Islands. St. John has by far the most beautiful beaches. And for me, I'm not the type of person that likes a big, massive commercial beach. I like the beaches where, it's maybe spans, I don't know, 500 feet max, like,
That's tiny.
long ways.
That's,
Yeah. So a really small, like, but very intimate beach where you have maybe like one pavilion for when you need a break and you need some shade. You got, you got some local friends that have a food stand or a food truck, just a couple feet away. And that's it. Honestly, that's like, which was my experience in St. John's. So just the beach, but it's tough finding that type of beach. So I would do that beach, and I would do the people of the U.S. Virgin Islands, because my experience, most of the people I met in St. Thomas was some of the best, nicest
you
people
know,
I've ever met.
what about them made them so special?
Um, I mean, I guess everybody's experiences could be different, but for me, it was very positive where everybody was super welcoming. It was one of those situations where within being there for a month or two, felt like home, felt like family. People truly embracing me as their own. The community just really embracing, and it was one of those. It's a community where I think once the people know that you are there to make a positive impact on their community, and you're not there to change the community. You're there to be one with their community and adapt to how they, the lives that they live and things like that. Um, and feed into it, not just there to take something away, but to actually like provide something for the local community there. Just immediately felt like just welcomed with open arms, man. Like it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. So if I could take the beaches of the U.S. Virgin Islands, specifically St. John's, and I think people in St. Thomas would even agree that St. John's has better beaches. The people of St. Thomas, I didn't really get to meet that many people from St. John, but the people of St. Thomas, but then still, obviously, it sounds probably bad to say, but be somewhere where you still have a little bit more accessibility to other things. I'm closer. I could be a little bit easier getting to my own family and my other friends. That'd be like the perfect scenario. But just beaches alone, so far, what I've been to is St. John's, I'd have to say, because you're talking white sand beaches, crystal clear blue water, like just freaking magical. Oh my goodness.
I wish I would have. I wish I would have made a point to come visit you, man.
Hey man, the invite was extended, bro. The invite was extended multiple times,
What can I
man.
say? Just a bad friend. What can I say?
I know. Terrible, terrible friend, man. Nah, but eventually I want to get back over there. We'll see if I can ever do that. It'll be hard to do, but eventually I'd like to get back down there. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. So you're the mountain guy on the beach. Oh, you also like the beach though. You love the
Yeah,
beach too.
I love it all. I love it all. I
Yeah.
just, as two people, I feel like you and I have done together probably a fair bit of traveling. At least, like, we're not scared to travel, right? I know people that are
You're
like
right. I love to travel.
homebodies. Yeah, they're homebodies. They don't want to. They don't want to like go out and explore, the U.S., the world, whatever it is. But it's like, dude, I feel like that's how you like really that it makes life so much more colorful, right? You get to just see how people like, you go to like a small podunk town in the middle of nowhere, and you sit there and have lunch and you start talking to somebody versus like, again, you sit at a beach with like you know a margarita and you're chatting with people, and it's like you just you get so many different like you get all kinds of different stories and experiences told. Like it's fascinating, right? I enjoy that. I know people that are like, one, terrified to travel, but also just terrified to like talk to people, and it's like man, that's how you really just get immersed in like different cultures.
Yeah, for sure, man. And perspective, right? I mean, perspective changes when you have seen a bunch of different cultures. You understand the lives different people live and what they go through on a day-to-day basis, and get out of your own bubble. That gives you such a stronger perspective on the world. And like you said, when you go to different places, you're meeting different people from all walks of life. It forces you to kind of just understand just how small you are in this world that we live in. And it forces you to kind of get outside your comfort zone, kind of have a better understanding of life and how it's affected different people in different ways. And by all that, then it ends up just making you as a lot more of a relatable as a person, right? Like, I feel like because of a lot of the travels I've done, I can sit in any room and have a conversation with anybody about almost anything, right? And not saying that I know a lot to have those conversations, but a willingness to learn and a willingness to understand that person, even if you think you are the most knowledgeable person on a knowledgeable person, on a subject, understanding that there's always something to learn is something you gain pretty quickly when you do a lot of travel. So I agree, man. Travel, if you haven't, get out there, man. If you can, right? If you have the means to, try to get out there, see the world, even if it's not the world, if that's not something that's feasible right now, just drive through a different state, right? Go to a different state, spend a day, come home, and you'll even learn something that way.
Day trips, man. I'll tell you what, the older I get, man, like sometimes, you've been in your like little bubble for a while. You just take like, a day trip, maybe make it overnight. It's I don't know, it's just so refreshing. It's like, hey, you're not going far enough where you actually have to hop on a plane, take a train. But you're there in like an hour or two.
Yeah.
To just, I don't know, sightsee, explore just a new area.
Big
on day trips.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, man. You ever see that movie?
I have not, but I was trying to avoid saying that. So I purposely stopped train. I purposely stopped that.
Classic, man. Classic movie right there. What was that? Steve Martin and John Candy? John Candy, man. R.I.P. John Candy. You know what my favorite John Candy movie is? I loved him in, I think he had a cameo in Home Alone. I think he had a cameo in National Lampoon's, one of the vacation movies. But he did a movie called Uncle Buck. Have you ever seen Uncle Buck? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's Macaulay Culkin too, right?
Is it Uncle Buck? Maybe.
I think.
Yeah, look that up. I'm not sure. Maybe back then I feel like there was like, 100.
Macaulay Culkin was in everything, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, back then I feel like there was like 100 actors and actresses, and they were just all kind of being cycled through some of the biggest hits, Yeah.
So, all right. So I gotta tell this because I think it is one of the funniest things in recent history. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how true it is, but I'm pretty sure if it's on the internet, it's got to be true. So Macaulay Culkin went on social media. It was probably 5 years ago, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to take whatever the top vote is on this poll. Like, we'll do a polling, whatever the top vote is. I will legally change my middle name to whatever the top voted thing is."
What? Why?
I don't know. I don't remember all the specifics, but he basically, he went on and trusted.
Where was this? Where did you see this?
I was probably Reddit or something. I don't know, but
I was gonna say, if you could put this pulled up, man, that'd be hilarious to see it if you could get it pulled up.
I would say, but so basically, again, so he had it on for, I don't know, however long. What do you think the top answer was? Just throw out, just guess.
I got to go with Kevin. Home Alone.
Okay, so the number one pick was Macaulay Culkin. So he legally changed his name to Macaulay Culkin.
That is hilarious. That is
It
hilarious.
never ceases to amaze me how funny people are. Like
Dude,
that
the
is
internet, man.
it is
Internet never loses, bro.
it is genius. I mean, that is so simple and just so perfect.
I wonder what his wife thinks of that, because isn't he's married to that actress, that Disney Channel star actress. I can't remember her name, but that is hilarious. Oh my goodness! And he actually did it.
It says legally changed his name after 2018 poll. Let me. I will double. Let's.
To Macaulay Culkin.
Yes, my name is Macaulay Culkin.
Can you share this? Can you share this page?
I
share your screen.
Yes, and this is on Rolling Stone, so this isn't just like. This is not just like.
This was in 2018. How did I never heard this? I did not know this.
It is one of my favorite. Like, if I'm ever just like with people, I'm like, you want to hear something so stupid that it's amazing. Like,
I'm definitely gonna. That's a good icebreaker right there. I'm gonna steal that one.
So Macaulay Culkin legally changed his name. Okay, I said 5 years. So what's that? 7 years? 6. Yeah. So Macaulay Culkin is a man of his word. My name is Macaulay Culkin.
This is from Rolling Stone magazine for the people that are just listening. Right, we have it pulled up right now. So
this is not like,
He announced the poll on the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon back in 2018. He ran it for the month of December.
So here we have some other options. Is Shark Week.
Also, he has a lifestyle website called bunnyears.com. What the fuck?
All right, so some of the other competitors were Shark Week, The McRib is back, publicity stunt, and his younger brother.
Yo, I mean, that's awesome.
It's genius. And the fact that the thing that won was
also shout out Kieran Culkin, because he's actually a hell of an actor, by the way. He's a really good actor. Oh, dude, that is hilarious. My new middle name has been chosen.
Amazing. Again, internet never stop being you.
He says it has. I love how the end of that, he says it has a nice ring to it. If you like my name. That is hilarious, man. That's a guy who's just like having fun with life after everything he went through, like just loving life. That's awesome.
Because in the grand scheme of things, like, I don't know. I don't really care about my middle name. I've used my middle name. might use my initial, but I like rarely ever use my middle name. So, when you've got that kind of fame, again, maybe he's probably trying to promote his bunnyears.com podcast
website or something.
Yeah, whatever it is. So it's like, hey, why not have a little fun with it? It's a middle name. It's not gonna you don't have to change your signature because it's a name.
Now, does he have to change his passport?
I would imagine.
Or like his credit cards and everything?
Well, I mean, credit cards, I don't know. Mine's just my first and last name. I don't have my initial.
Oh, yeah? What else is on there?
Okay, yeah. So the CVC is. I knew as soon as I said that you were gonna break. So for those that do not, if they have not realized, Jared and I are unfortunately best friends. We've been best friends now for at least 5 years, and yeah, we've been friends now for over 2 decades. Who's counting? But one of the things, and I lost my train of thought.
Nice.
Damn it.
You were pretty much just saying how great of a person I am. I'm a really good friend. You don't know where you'd be in this world without me.
How did you? Yes, it's all those.
I know.
I was going to say.
I know.
So basically, we've obviously built a lot of trust between us over the years, and one of the things as you're going through this business thing is, you've got to you get to learn a lot about each other. Well, Jared now knows my social security number because we have.
I forgot about that already. I already forgot about that
because we have somehow I'm like the registered person. So my social security number is on the account, and now Jared has access, and he also knows my mom's maiden name. So There's really no stopping this man.
Well, we chose that because when we first got started, I was still traveling every like 3 months, so it was just easier.
Right. We'll go with that. Yeah, that's Jared's. That's Jared's.
Or at least I told you I was traveling. I was really just at home in my mom's basement the whole time.
Right.
But
well, you know that. Yeah, St. John's. It's just a computer screen. Screensaver. Wow, the beaches are great here. The people are even better.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, brother. Well, this was a good first episode, man. What do you want to leave the people with to keep them enticed and ready to go for the second episode?
Listen, it's only going to get worse. Yeah, in all honesty, listen, we're going to have a lot of fun, guys. One of the things we did not touch on, which I know we will, because Jared,
I'm surprised too. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Obsessed with it, is conspiracy theories. Listen, it's going to happen. It'll come out in a very natural, organic way, and then you can make your judgment about us. But until then, stick around. Stick around. We've got a lot of stupid stuff, but also fun stuff to talk about. We've got a lot of years, behind us. Try and make myself sound a lot older than we actually are, but we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun, guys.
We're gonna have a good time. One thing too that I want us to, we can start back because I want to. So one of the things that we had trialed before that I think we wanted to trial again was setting up like a monthly book club with people too. Ooh. Right. So we've already read. How many books have you read? Did you finish the third one, or are you working on it?
I am working on it.
All right, he's working on it, but we have already done 2. I want to go back and I'll go grab the book, the very first one. If while I grab it, you want to pull up, I don't know, like the book on Amazon or something. But we've already read 2 books so far. But I want us to, regardless, go back and do like a true chapter by chapter deep dive, like book club session about it, and try to, with the folks, like once a month, have a book club, right? Have a book club. It's been something that I've actually been like super proud to say that you and I have done. I don't know what it was, but this year trialing this actually really sparked like this massive obsession that I now have with reading, and I'm absolutely loving this journey. And I want to shout out real quick before I go grab the book. I want to give you a lot of credit because you picked for our second book a monstrosity of a book, something I've never read a book that long before in my life. And it took me months to even get started because I think I was just deep down intimidated by the length of it, which is embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. And so it took me a while to get started. But once I got started and once I finished the book, like that was hands down a big achievement of mine in 2025. And I think has sparked like almost like a you can do anything mentality. And I've just been reading a shit ton since then. But I want us to go back and do like like I said, like literally like once a month, maybe give ourselves a good month to try to get through a book as best we can, and then share that with the people. So I'll grab the first one we read, and then so people can, by the time we post this, maybe we say like, in terms of actually going through a book club with people, we'll give people a little bit more time, especially with it being the holidays. And maybe, what do you think? When do you think we should actually go through the book to give people enough time to read it?
Are we talking about which book? Are we talking about the third book in the series?
Well, I figured we start over. We start with the first one. Since you and I already read it, it's no skin on our back, but give people a chance to read it because I still got a lot out of it. That David Goggins Can't Hurt Me.
So yeah, the books in order we've read: David Goggins Can't Hurt Me. We've done Stephen King's 11/22/63, and then we are currently reading. It's called Drive, which we've gone back and forth. So Jared picked the first book. I've picked the second. We're back to Jared. One of the things you'll probably learn with me, I'm more of like a fiction. I really enjoy thrillers. I enjoy, detective, investigative works, stuff like that. Whereas Jared is a very like, I think he's more of like a nonfiction,
for sure,
self-improvement, which to me, Jared's talking about how, I made him read the monstrosity that is 11/22/63. Well, Jared's had me reading books that personally it's usually out of my wheelhouse. Like I said, I read things that like kind of take me to a different world. So, but this is good. Again, you're going to get a good balance where it's, one book, we're going to be learning how to be the best versions of ourselves. The next book, we're going to go to a whole nother world. So, to me, it's a good balance. It's a good balance.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll try and keep the pages under
1,000 if you can. Yeah.
Under 1,000 possible. Yeah.
So we got Can't Hurt Me. All right. This was the first one. Y'all can see that by David Goggins. Great book. I'm sure a lot of people have seen or heard of David Goggins through social media, and they've seen the extremes of what he does and who he is as a person. But I would say if you go into the book, even not thinking not having the goal be to be like David Goggins, but the goal to be the best version of you that you can be and overcome any form of adversity that comes your way, I think you'll get a lot out of it. And then the second book, like Josh said, which is not a thriller or a horror like you would typically assume it would be with Stephen King, but 11/22/63, a historical fiction book here, which it was a really good book, man. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the book. I thought it was super interesting. It gives a take on time travel and the butterfly effect that you would potentially have from time travel, and I'll kind of leave it at that. Great book though. Stephen King does his thing.
Yep. So we will. Oh, sorry. Finish with the current book we're on. And
no, you're good. So
I just want to let the people know that all these books we'll put the links in the description. So check it out. And
for sure, check it out. And if you end up liking the book and you're somebody that typically leaves reviews, or even if you're not somebody that typically leaves reviews, let us know in the comments what you thought of the book. Said we'll let you guys know in advance when we're thinking the episode is going to be a book club episode. But also go on ahead and leave a review under the links of where you buy these books and let them know that you heard about it from us. All right. So then the third book is Drive, which actually another really good friend of mine had recommended. Drive by Daniel H. Pink. Which just talks about kind of really understanding what drives us as humans and how can we take that and try to make those smaller, kind of more daily frequent habits to continue to succeed, right? Or to begin succeeding in life. And then do you want me to share what your next pick is?
Hit it. Yeah. Go for
all right, man. All right. We got Project Hail Mary, by Andy Weir. All right. I'm actually really excited to read this book because I love, I'm a STEM nerd at heart. And so I'm really excited to kind of get into the weeds of what this has to do in that space. And then funny enough, I was actually talking about it with a patient of mine the other day. And my patient was like, I'm also about to start that book. I literally just bought the book and I'm about to start it because a friend recommended it. And apparently it's a super popular book that they're actually actively making a movie. And I think the movie comes out next year.
Right. Yeah. I think it's Ryan Gosling or something.
That's what she said too. Yeah.
So anyway, we've got books. So unfortunately, maybe next go around, we'll have a little bit more pictures in our books, or maybe we'll do a coloring book that's a little easier on some of our younger audience. But we're going to try and pretend that we're smart and that we know how to read. So join us. It's we'll give you our hot takes.
Yeah, man. And then in terms of what we plan on reading after that, I actually already know which book I'm going to have us read, but you have to tune in next time. Leave them with a cliffhanger. That's right. All right, guys. So again, Armchair Analysis, a couple of guys that know nothing about everything. And we are excited to take on this journey with you. Josh, hit them.
Hey, just real quick. Cheers to the end of the first episode, Jared. We did it.
Cheers, my man. Cheers. We did it.
Y'all come back now, you hear? Come back now, you hear?